We are just back from Nashville, where we were at Nationwide Primetime. I spoke on AI. We reconnected with so many members of the fam. We saw the dream team in action from the main stage and Jason Goodman at Mattress University. It was a revised program. Great job to Jeff and the entire team at Nationwide. We have our top takeaways and some fun behind the scenes. And my favorite podcast co-host is back. The Fam podcast starts right now. Did you know that 86% of customers buy from the first business that responds? And if you text back very quickly, that number jumps to over 90%. That's why Podium's AI employee, Jerry, is a game changer. Jerry never sleeps, never takes a lunch break, and never puts in a 2-week notice. He's always on, responding in seconds, so you never lose a lead again. Turn missed calls into texts, capture more leads, and close more deals, all with Podium. Want to see how it works? Get a demo today at podium.com/fam. Podium, because speed wins sales. For the first time ever, top retailers can carry the luxury mattress line one of America's top sleep retailers has kept to themselves until now. Introducing Prana Sleep. Crafted from 100% natural materials featuring luxury latex quilted directly into the top panel, it's a feel no competitor can match. Born from decades of retail experience, Prana Sleep delivers premium performance, customer loyalty, and unmatched sleep satisfaction. Your competition is going to hate selling against Prana Sleep because nothing compares. Apply now at pranasleep.com.
In the mattress world, a no at checkout means a lost sale. That's where American First Finance comes in. We help you say yes to more customers, even if their credit isn't perfect. With fast setup, tailored solutions, and support every step of the way, you're not just offering a way to pay. You're inviting them to Yesville, where more people get approved and customers can take home the mattress they need today. Visit AmericanFirstFinance.com to get started.
Welcome to the FAM podcast with Mark Kinsley. This is where the best in the betting business get even better.
Hey fam, it's Mark Kinsley and Tara Kinsley. Thank you for coming back. You're like being requested. People are saying you need to have Tara on the podcast more. So the audience gets what they want.
Well, it's good to be back.
It's nice to have you back. So how was your trip to Nashville? I was with you, but how was your trip?
It was great. I mean, first of all, I just loved seeing everybody from the fam there. We ran into a ton of people, so that always fills my heart. And it was great to get back to Nationwide. I hadn't been since Orlando, which I think was maybe 2021 too. And I just love the energy that Nationwide puts forth. I mean, they do a great job at creating community, giving their members professional development, and just like bringing the hype, bringing the energy. The snacks are great. The people you run into are great. They have really great after hours activities. I just think that they do a really great job of putting an event together. It was really, I was glad that we were able to go.
Yes, I couldn't underline that enough, what you just said. I mean, the people are amazing. Thank you so much to Jorge Font and to Aaron and to Melissa and to Tom Hickman and the entire team for not only inviting the fam to come be a part of it, because it felt like, an extension of the events that we do, which is, very fam oriented, very connected, very intentional. They do a fantastic job. And I was honored to speak on the main stage at the Brand Builder sessions. And these are some of the biggest and best in the business retailers that are part of the Nationwide family. And I was able to come in and speak on AI. And I talked about the number one skill you need to learn and teach. And then what are the pitfalls for organizations that are trying to unlock enterprise value when it comes to AI. And I've been teaching this now for more than 2 years. And so it was great to, kind of behind the scenes, people were like, you need to have Kinsley come. So it was really an honor to be there speaking to the brand builders and going through all these different skills and making sense of AI in a way it can apply in your business. And one of the things we did, which I'm super excited about, is I've got this 3-week window between now and when things get really crazy for Sleep Summit. And so coming up on August 28th, we're actually launching an AI Accelerator lab, a 3-week lab, 90-minute sessions, unlimited access to me during those sessions. And outside of them, we're going deep on teaching organizations and teams AI so that you don't look back in like 6 months down the road, you're sitting in another conference and saying, man, we really need to do something with AI. where do we get started? How do we make sense of it? What are the use cases? And so brand builders signed up, and I'm actually opening it up to you, to the fam. So go to thefam.com and sign up for the newsletter. That's the best way to get this information. So we want to kickstart your AI adoption. You're getting really good at AI, I've noticed.
Well, I was also going to say thank you. It's also on our LinkedIn and other social media channels too, if you just want to go and check that out. But I think that this is going to be more valuable than just hearing a speech about AI, because you will get to practice. And I was a teacher for 12 years. I can tell you from experience, if you have the knowledge, you can say the knowledge to somebody, and that's great. But when the person actually gets to do what you're talking about and you're there with some oversight for questioning and guidance, I think that's when change really happens. So I think it's amazing to be able to listen and learn about AI, but when you actually do, that's when you're going to learn, and that's when you're going to, see those results in your business, and those.
And you're going to get like unstuck right away. That's one of the things I've noticed too, is in the classes that we've been teaching, like people get stuck and then they need like a stick of dynamite thrown in the log jam right away. And that's what we're able to bring, is like, hey, get unstuck, get past that friction point, and get to true adoption. And I'm gonna ruin one of the headlines from the speech that I gave at Nationwide, which is the data supports this and our personal experience supports this following. What's going to keep your team from actually adopting AI and unlocking enterprise value to the tune of hundreds, if not millions of dollars? And I'll tell you what it is: the leader. This has to start at the top. It has to be a priority of leadership. You have to create a sense of community and sharing and support and accountability and consistency. Otherwise, people are going to have shadow usage. They're not going to use it. They're going to tinker with it, treating it like a toy instead of a tool. Over and over again, it has to be a priority of leadership. And so we want to put you on that fast track, so you understand how to not only use it yourself and teach your team and empower your team, but get organizational adoption. And we've got a path for that. So super cool to be able to present on that. And please go to thefam.com or our socials, like you said. Get signed up, because we kick off on August 28th and we want to kickstart your business.
Yeah, it's August 28th, September 4th, September 11th, an hour and a half. And I just think it'll be a great way to kind of slide into the end of the year with some amazing new tools.
Yeah, and you can come into Sleep Summit like all jazzed and ready for all the AI talks that we're going to be doing. Yeah. Okay, so you got to navigate Primetime sort of separately from me. I know we divided and went to separate sessions at Mattress University. You got to hear Jason Goodman speak. Shout out to our sponsor, Prana Sleep, Jason Goodman and the entire team at City Mattress, where that mattress actually started. He was talking about increasing average ticket.
He was, and he'll also be at Sleep Summit too to speak. So I'm excited to hear him and what he's got to say. But I thought, so he spoke with kind of a panel. He had Helena Yates and Anthony Petrucci, is that how you say it?
Yeah, from Pure Care.
Yeah, they were great. And then also Christina Espinoza was on there from King Koil. So to me, that was just like an all-star team of people to hear talk about increasing your average ticket. And two things for me were, well, three things really. I got three things. The first thing was Anthony and Helena brought up the fact that you should have your beds dressed completely from the adjustable base all the way to the top of the bed, to pillows. And I've been in a lot of mattress stores where you just see naked rectangles. And
put some clothes on, rectangle.
And I think that there's some value in that, right? Like if you want to show, different things on the mattress. However, one of the things that I thought was interesting is like, if I walk into a store and I see stuff on a mannequin, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I want that whole thing. I want the earrings, I want the necklace, I want the dress, I want the shoes. How do I get all of that? It looks great. And I think that consumers sometimes have that mindset. And so if you have a bed that's dressed and it's beautiful, your ticket automatically, that's it. That's the bed I want. Every time.
I want to make sure I understand something. So they're saying to actually cover up the mattresses with sheets?
Yeah, and make it look beautiful. You know how when you walk into Pure Care, their showroom in Las Vegas, they have beds right in the front, obviously with all their top of bed on there, because that's what they're selling. And they kind of have several blankets, and some of them are turned down, and they have 47 pillows, and it looks just like this space you just want to leap into and sleep, especially in Vegas, because you're so tired from everything that you've been doing.
Going to Tao.
Right. Okay, fine. But it maybe not every bed, but I do think it would. To me, I thought it was great. It was great advice to at least have some of your beds completely decked out with every single tap of bed thing and adjustable base that you have.
I'm waving a magic wand if you're watching on YouTube or on Spotify. So if I could wave a magic wand, I love this idea because I always say, and this came from, I think, Gary Fazio and some of these other amazing thinkers from our industry, commit to the category. And one way you can show you're committed to the category is if you have space, put sheets and pillows and blankets and the layering and all that stuff on an actual finished mattress. This doesn't have to be your most expensive mattress. The mattress may not be meant for trying it out to sell the mattress, but my gosh, it is so elegant and beautiful whenever you do walk into that shit. And for example, we love the Dr. Weil collection by Pure Care.
Yep.
It's gorgeous, but it's even prettier whenever it's not in a box sitting over on the shelf.
Absolutely.
It's actually draped over a bed. So that was one tip for increasing sales.
Yeah,
I love that.
I loved it too. The other tip that they gave, which I think Samuel and Terry Utt from Sleep USA Mattress do really well, I've been in their store before, is they said have your customer do a pillow fitting, have them grab a pillow, and then walk around. And that seems simple. I have seen stores do that. Consistently though, we'll walk into stores and it's not always consistent. I mean, that could be, a great add-on, $100, $200, $250 add-on. Because once you walk around with your pillow and you try that pillow on every single bed, you take ownership of that pillow. And taking ownership and feeling like it's yours already before you even walk out of the store, you don't want to leave it behind. You want to take it with you.
Yeah. And actually I've heard people say, hey, make sure and grab your pillow as you go from mattress to mattress. Now, the pro tip on this, and I truly believe in this part of the process, is if you get the wrong pillow, it's going to reflect poorly upon the mattress that you purchase. So you're there to get fitted for a mattress. You want to make sure and have the proper elevation, the proper profile of the mattress, because if you're a side sleeper, you got a bigger gap between your shoulder and the side of your face. If you're a back sleeper, I start off on my back and I actually have a thinner profile pillow, and then I move to my side in the middle of the night most of the time, and I have a thicker profile pillow. We talked about it. I have the Bedgear Storm 1.0 for my back, and the 00 for my back, and the 1.0 for my side. And that's so critical because there was even a study done by Sleep Score Labs, and they had two different groups: people that chose their pillow on their own when they purchased, and then people that were fitted for a pillow. The people that were fitted for a pillow got 8 hours more sleep per month than the folks that chose on their own, because people choose wrong because they don't always understand spinal alignment or how the elevation or the feel of that pillow is going to affect their sleeps.
Yeah.
I love the idea of empowering that person with the pillow from the front end. And like you said, you make a sale because they're with it. It's my pillow.
Yeah. Jason even talked about a store that doesn't put any pillows. They have naked mattresses, but they put 0 pillows on their naked mattresses because they want somebody to walk around with it. Because, I've also walked into tons of stores where every single mattress has 2 pillows on it. Well, then I understand it looks better, but you may be taking away that opportunity for somebody to own their pillow. So that was a great tip. And then the last thing that I thought was really good, and Christina Espinoza said this, is she said that you have 7 seconds for a customer to decide whether they are going to trust this store and buy from this store. And that depends on the cleanliness of the store, the greeting that they get, kind of the feel of the store, and the proper procedure that when they walk in the door, what do your RSAs do? What do they say? How do they greet? And I really related to that. Because I'm a person that I know you may not believe this, but I don't love to shop. Online shopping is fun, but I don't want to waste time looking at stuff in a store, especially if I don't love it. And how often have we been traveling and we bop into a store and I'm like, no, I just in and out. So the feel has got to be right. And so you have to be conscientious of creating that. And so that was something else. I think, you get busy and you overlook things, and just how valuable and essential that 7 seconds is every single time a customer walks through the door.
Pressure test that. Actually bring in some people that are truth teller friends, or maybe friends of friends, and, kind of evaluate the 5 senses. What do you see? What do you smell? Maybe not the taste, but what do you hear? Tastes very chalky in here.
Maybe a little odd.
So evaluate those senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? And what does it feel like aesthetically and kinesthetically, as you start to navigate that floor? But 7 seconds is right. I mean, if you get a bad vibe, we actually make decisions in the part of the brain that does not have the capacity for language. And so you're making a decision with what we would call our gut. But that's the part of the brain that it's like, I'm going to put some words into this and toss it over the fence into logic so it can fall out of my mouth. But we know before we know. And so I love that idea of thinking about it. When things go wrong, they go wrong at the beginning. Well, the beginning is the moment that that person steps into your parking lot. Honestly, it's actually, it probably even goes back to the moment when they research you on Google. This is another pro tip that I loved. And this actually came from Google. Stores that have a great Google profile set up, and that includes lots of images, it helps the consumer understand where they're going, what they're going to see on the outside, what it looks like on the inside, and it should really represent your business, because people, when somebody goes someplace in their mind first, they're much more likely to go there in person. And so if you can demonstrate what that looks like on the front end during that search phase, during when they put in mattress store near me, it's a game changer.
Yeah. I mean, I have definitely not gone places when I see them on Google.
And that was actually from Google was there presenting, and they said that. So they have the data to support that. So hop into your Google My Business profile, double check it, upload some photos, make sure you got it going on.
Cool. Okay, you got to go to a different session than I did.
Oh my gosh. This was like one of the highlights for me of Primetime. Number one is hanging out with the dream team, Greg and Katie Law and Matt Mann and Libra and Riley, just an amazing crew. So what they did this year at Mattress University, which I thought was really cool, was they had it be member led. Well, you got to choose the right members who have something to say and something that's unique. I mean, you know the dream team.
They are truly, truly genuine, sincere, incredible people who absolutely love being in the mattress industry, and that shows through. So I think, if you don't have that, you might want to hit the road and find a different business, because when you have that, all of these tips and tools and best practices that they talked about just blow them and their store up. And it's same. I've seen so many of you guys out there, been to so many of your stores, and the people who love what they do are just, they're gangbusters. They kill it. So Greg and Katie definitely were on full display.
They were on fire.
Yeah.
And they were talking about brand muscle and local hustle. And one of the things that I keyed in on, though, that I thought was really fascinating, kind of bubbled up multiple times, but I remember they asked and answered about featuring their team in their marketing. And even after that, there was a gentleman in the front row that asked about it again. And I think that's because many mattress and furniture store owners are afraid to feature their people in their marketing. I have a theory as to why. It's very simple. Because you're always losing people. And if you're always losing people and you have somebody featured in advertising and maybe the audience likes them, whether it's on social or TV or beyond, and then they come into the store and they ask for that person, you've lost them. Well, that creates a very, very bad, disconnected experience for that shopper. So it's hard to feature your team in your advertising and build value in this amazing team if you're constantly hiring new people and they're leaving. That's what gives such an amazing moat around the dream team's business, is because they've had people in place for so long, and they call it their cast of characters.
They do.
And it's so much fun. It's like having a morning show. I used to host a morning show on the radio, and we had a cast of characters, and it makes it so much fun. And they're all over social and their videos and their media.
And I think one thing that's special that, there wasn't even really a lot of time to talk about this for them. They only had an hour. Is the culture that they create in their business it's just top notch. So I think the reason that they get a cast of characters, the reason that they get to show their team in advertising and kind of make them local celebrities, is because they've created a culture where people love to do what they do. They want to stay. And that's something we actually are going to go into more at Sleep Summit. But the things that they talked about were, I think, transferable too.
Yeah. And I remember talking to Riley at dinner, and she said something I'm never going to forget. She's like, her and her husband, they want a bunch of kids, and they're super family oriented people, and they're young and still, building their family. And she's like, I was like, do you ever just want to stay home with your kids? She goes, if I didn't have this job at Sweet Dreams, it's the only thing I would do. Otherwise, I would just stay home with the kids. But she has that much love and that much passion and that much purpose and that much commitment to her dream team family, that's where she wants to be, and she wants to be serving that community. And I thought that was super powerful. And that goes back to, what Greg and Katie talk about all the time, is making people's dreams come true. And it starts with their employees and their customers both. They want to make their dreams come true. and they live that out in everything they do. The other thing that I thought was fire. I have so much, but they changed the title of their sales team to be sales and marketing professionals or sales and marketing associates. Why is that important? Because salespeople do one-to-one. They're waiting for somebody to come in the door. They're waiting for marketing to drive foot traffic, and then they're going to do their job. It's a flip of a switch. You know, how many times do you wish your folks were sitting there in the store, but actually actively prospecting? That's why they changed their title, because that's the expectation they want to set. They plan out their weeks. They plan out what they call their net living, not their net working, their net living. They're living with their people. They're living with their communities. They're living in their charities that they support. And so they plan out their weeks to be part of the marketing and not just part of the sales process, which only happens in store. I think that's a subtle shift, incredibly powerful. I wish everybody would adopt that. And I can't thank Greg and Katie enough for like passing on that tip.
And another thing that I was at the very end of their presentation, you know, they reiterated, they have a lot of fun. They are not a serious, like, come get sleep, here are the sleep tips. I mean, clearly they talk about those things, but they have a lot of fun. They do TikTok dances and they do spoofs off of SNL skits, and they, you know, they laugh and they get their people involved and they give their people ownership of that marketing piece. So their team members are able to post on social without having to go through a bunch of red tape, and they do a lot of fun stuff. Oh, what?
That made me remember something that they said, oh man, I'm scared to have my people post on TikTok.
Yeah, people,
or
like
anywhere.
People raised to their hand?
Rose their hands.
Rose to their hands.
They rose to their feet. They saluted Greg and Katie, and they said, Greg and Katie, dear sir and ma'am, how must you allow your TikTokers to be the people that work in your building? They said,
they rose.
They said they rose their hands, and they said, how do you allow that to happen? Because we have brand standards and all this stuff. Right. Well, their people know their values first, and they pass all of their videos and the content they create through a known value system, and they understand what works and what doesn't work. And that takes having people in place for an extended period of time in order to have that level of trust, knowledge, and execution that you can trust. And Katie's like, cracks me up. She's like, every once in a while I'll open up my Instagram and like, oh my gosh, there's Libra and Riley like doing a TikTok dance, and she loves it.
Yeah. So she doesn't even know, but yeah, I think it's great for them.
The other, I want to shout out to Matt Man. Because a lot of the content that the Dream Team does is like they'll show a mattress in a box getting carried out and like loaded up into a Toyota Celica. Wait, that's not a car anymore.
No, I think
Corolla,
Altima,
Camry. That's a Nissan.
Oh, well, we can be brand like inclusive.
Yeah. So, but they'll show that mattress getting loaded up, and that's the video. Like that's the whole thing. And people are like, "Well, what are you saying there?" And Matt Man's like, this is a showroom, not a tell room. So showing what your products do, showing what convenience looks like when loading up a mattress, just showing like what are the things you can show that prove what you would love to tell everyone. It's a showroom, not a tell room. Matt Man, you are on fire.
All right.
We're going to win.
We're winning. I love it. I love winning.
So, hey, thank you so much to everyone, the gracious team at Nationwide Marketing Group, all of our friends and fam that we got to see. I mean, Jordan Rorda, I taught this whole thing about AI, and he immediately applied it to his fantasy football draft. Proud of you.
Scott Vaughn was there. He's also going to be at Sleep Summit speaking, and his son Jordan. So his son is also
Jordan is on fire.
Yeah,
another Jordan. Jordan is on fire with that business, learning so much. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, Mattress World Northwest was there with Brendan.
Ryan Bailey, looking good, man. He was dressed like Johnny Cash that one night.
Oh yeah, he was. Moneymaker was there, Keith Moneymaker.
He tried to get me to wear his beard as a toupee. I have plenty of hair up here, okay, Moneymaker?
You do. And Kelly Charles, I just always love spending time with her.
We'll always have the standard, Kelly.
Yeah. Guys, if you're in Nashville, eat at the Standard. It's the best steakhouse, period.
It's the best steakhouse I've ever been to in my entire life.
I agree.
So, hey, if like I said at the very beginning of this, thank you to Nationwide for the opportunity to talk about AI. I'm really passionate about helping people increase their efficiency, unlock productivity, make more money so that you and your teams can concentrate on people, the things that matter most. It frees up your time to concentrate on people and human beings, and also deliver a higher level of service. And I can't thank Podium enough. Than Hancock did a great job on his speech.
He did a phenomenal job.
And Podium's going to be speaking more about their AI agents and how to automate a lot of your customer communication in a positive way that actually is better than most humans. We have proof on that.
The spelling's right, all of those things.
Yeah, it's actually accurate product data because it's tapped into your systems. But so much to unpack from Nationwide. But thank you to everybody. And we hope that we can go back in about 6 months and see what else you're doing. So, okay, anything else? Any closing thoughts?
No, I can't wait to see you all at Sleep Summit. Yeah.
Get signed up right now. Go to sleepsummit.thefam.com, sleepsummit.thefam.com. Get signed up today. And we're going to see you there October 14th through the 17th. And in between now and then, if you have any questions, be sure to sign up for the AI Accelerator Lab. Join us at thefam.com. Get signed up for the newsletter. And then follow us on social. And we'll see you back here every Monday for the FAM Podcast.
Bye.